dancing like a funeral to make you feel alive. Just open your eyes.
Hey, so what up everyone? The AK-47's here, and yeah, the title of the video is true. This time it wasn't in my car, but I crashed on my bike. As you can see, she's running. No mechanical damage whatsoever. It's literally all cosmetic, and even the cosmetic damage isn't very noticeable. I took it to the shop, and one of my friends was there, and I asked him to, or he was like, "What's up?" And I said, I crashed my bike or whatever, and he went out and looked at it, and he said he had to walk around the bike like 3 times, and then he finally saw what happened. And so apparently it's not that noticeable. I guess to me it just looks really terrible because I know what happened, and I know where all the stuff is, and I know what all the damage is. So I guess to me it looks pretty bad, but just for that reason. Unfortunately, I actually have to take this road home today, which is I-35, and if you don't know what I-35 is, it is the most deadly highway in all of the United States, and even more so during rush hour, which is what it is now. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, but it has very terrible traffic all the way until about 10 miles from now or so, and then it opens back up. But yeah, so I'll tell you what happened. I already have, before you guys ask, well, you already probably have asked, but I do have footage of the crash, kind of. The way that the camera works, I believe, is that it doesn't write the video to the memory card until you press the stop button, and then it lags for a few seconds, and then it beeps, and then you're good to go. And in that few seconds of little lag there is whenever it actually puts the video onto the card. So what happened was I stopped the camera after my crash, and so I'm assuming there was a little bit of jarring that went on during the accident because I hit my camera, I hit my drift on the ground, and so I think that messed with the card a little bit, because I have the video of it, and up until about 30 seconds or so before the accident, everything's fine, and then it starts cutting in and out of the video. Like the video will just randomly cut and then come back on, and then cut and then come back on, then cut and then come back on, and then the third time it comes back on is in the beginning / middle of my accident. So yeah, it comes on pretty much whenever my back tire is already locked up, put it that way. What happened was I was riding, and this is a very in a nutshell version because I have a more descriptive version that I'm going to be releasing later. But this is a very in a nutshell version. I pretty much was riding, and I was coming up to a turn on one of my favorite roads. I've ridden this road hundreds and hundreds of times. I go on it almost every other ride that I'm on it, and I'll just go hit it up a few times just because I love this road. And you guys have seen me ride on it before. It's an awesome road. But anyway, there's no cars that drive on it other than like 1 or 2 at the very beginning. But once you get past a certain part, there's almost no cars ever that drive on it. And so I was driving, and I was coming up to a turn, and I went through a little patch in the road of kind of like a dusty sand, or like a really fine dirt, and I didn't see it. I don't know if I was concentrating on looking through the turn or looking at the entrance of the turn or what I was doing, but whatever I was doing, I didn't see the dirt. or the sand or whatever. And so what ended up happening is I went through the sand and the dirt, and my rear tire broke free. It lost traction, and so whenever I was trying to brake for the turn, I locked up my rear tire, and I couldn't really turn because in the MSF course they teach you to keep your rear tire locked up if it locks up. Like if your rear tire locks up, you're supposed to keep it locked up until you come to a stop. If your front tire locks up, you're supposed to release the brake immediately and try to regain control, because the front tire is the steering tire and the back tire is the power tire, obviously. So whenever you have your rear tire lock up, you don't want it to suddenly let the power get back to the tire, because then it could either high side you, or it could throw you off the other way, or it could slide out from you, or you know, whatever. So you're taught to just keep it locked up, and so that's what I did. But unfortunately I couldn't stop fast enough, and I ended up going across the oncoming lane, off the road, and then into the dirt, where this whole time I was still upright on the bike. I kept the bike upright, and I went off the road and I was still upright, and so I ended up hitting a big bump off the road and the bottom of a little hill, and then laid my bike over on the left side, and then my bike slid for probably about maybe a foot or so. It wouldn't have been a very bad accident if my bike didn't slide for that 1 foot, but it did, so I have some scrapes on my left side. I have to replace the stator cover down there, and if I want everything to look like it is brand new, I have to replace the stator cover down there. I have to replace this black piece right here. I have to replace the front fairing and the rear fairing, and a little bit of the belly fairing. Other than that, it's pretty much perfect. But yeah, so I only crashed. I locked up the rear tire at about 45 miles per hour, 45 miles per hour, and went off the road into the dirt. And I actually, at the time when my bike actually hit the ground, my bike was probably going, you know, 5 to 10 miles per hour. This girl is way too small to be riding on this SV650 right here. She's in like a full lean, like you would be on a Super Sport, but she's on an upright bike. Looks funny. But oh well. I think it's a girl. It might be a short dude, but really, really thin legs, and it looks kind of like a girl's shirt, so I'm not sure. And there's no broad shoulders, so I think it's a girl, but who knows. But yeah, so I think what's going to happen, and this will be a perfect time for my reveal of what's going to go down in the next 2 weeks or so. The 28th, Double T90T is bringing his new bike, that I already know what it is. She is not comfortable on that SV. He's bringing his new bike down to Austin to come stay with me for 2 days. He's going to stay with me for the 28th and the 29th at my house, and then we're going to do some awesome riding those 2 days. And then the 30th, Double T, myself, and B Russell 512, my friend Brandon with the 2012 ZX6R, we're all going up to Dallas together. We're all going up there to meet Downshift 83 up in Dallas. So if you live in the Dallas area, I would recommend that you take the 30th off, so that you can meet myself, you can meet Brandon, you can meet Double T, and you can meet Downshift. So we'll have a bunch of awesome vloggers up there, and yeah, so seems pretty awesome. So I can't wait for Double T to get down here. That is going to be one of the best weekends ever. Whenever he and I are in the same area together. So he's going to be staying at my house. We're going to have some great dual vlogs for you and stuff like that. We're going to be riding together doing some dual vlogs, maybe making a compilation video of us down here. You know, maybe a combined music video or something. So we'll see. But anyway, so after that, once they get back from the Downshift trip, I'm going to have to take my bike into the shop and get the parts replaced. I would do it before the trip, but it's going to take them about 5 to 10 business days to get the parts in. And 5 to 10 business days from now is going to be when Double T's here. So I'm not going to do that because I'm actually going to get back over. I want to be able to ride with Double T and all those kind of guys, and I don't want to have my bike in the shop and not be able to go, because I've been planning this trip for about maybe 5 months or so, 6 months. So yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to do that, and my bike's actually due for an inspection and oil change and stuff like that. So what I'll probably have to do is I'll change my oil before I go on the trip, and then I'll go on the trip and come back and then see what we want to do about the parts and stuff like that. So I mean, because right now I'm quoted at for just the tail fairing, the stator cover down there, and then this black piece right here under my handlebars. Just for those 3 pieces, it's going to be about $650. So, and I might actually just order a tail fairing from China to see if I can get it cheaper, because the tail fairing from the OEM part, the OEM tail fairing, is like $320. So I've seen like tail fairings from the Chinese brands and stuff like that that go for like $120. So if I can cut $200 off, that'll be fantastic. So yeah, that's about it. But so I'll have my my detailed breakdown of what happened on my bike. And that was actually, I actually took a video at the scene of the accident, so I'll have that video for you. It's really detailed, and shows you everything on my bike. Like, it shows you all the scratches and the scuffs and the chips and all that kind of awesome stuff. So that's all on its way, and I guess in that video I'll throw in my whatever's left of my crash footage for you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm heading back to my house now. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.